I'm here with Carina Smith, Head of Strategic Development and Global BPO at Capgemini. Carina, you've just taken part in the G8 panel here at Edinburgh during Shared Services and Outsourcing Week. Carina, you made the comment as part of the discussion that the vast majority of your contracts don't actually allow you to leverage your global offices. In other words, if clients were less risk averse, the gains that they could achieve might be a lot greater. I think you made the comment that in some cases, BPOs are operating nearly as pseudo-captives. Is the recession offering you an opportunity to have a different type of discussion with your clients, and how so?
So what the recession has done is it's focused our clients' attention on cost reduction again. So, which is what essentially the beginning of BPO was. How can I get speed to value quicker? Right, the time taken to build my own centre, choose it, then build it, then hire the management. I haven't got time, therefore I'll go BPO. But the maturity of the market was such that clients almost wanted to create a sort of mini captive, but through an outsourcer. So what they did is understandably put restrictions in the contract that said, okay, I'm keen to use your global centre network, but I only want to use these centres because I've visited them and I feel comfortable with them, and I think they're up to a certain quality. However, if you want to move the work, then you have to ask me first, right? So we haven't got the freedom to move it. However, the contrast of that is actually there are inflation issues, there are currency issues in different countries where we have different delivery centres, and I want you to take responsibility for that. So I'm kind of saying, well, guys, I can take responsibility of that because one of the benefits of being an outsourcer is I have this global network. But to be honest, you need to give me freedom to actually move the work to the places where inflation is less of an issue, or where the currency, it doesn't cause the same level of problem. Then I'm happy to take the risk of that. But if you treat me as if I'm a fixed asset, then you're cutting off my flexibility and my innovation. So that was my point. And I think what the recession's done, it's partly the timing of the recession, because it also coincides with the fact that the market is now at a stage of maturity. Yes. I think Peter mentioned earlier that BPO has been around nearly 10 years now. So I think that they've coincided. So clients are now saying, you know what, I trust you now. I trust you that any centre that you build will be up to the same level of standard. Therefore, yes, I'm happy to actually flex that in order that I can get the guarantee around liabilities like inflation. So I think that dialogue's much healthier now. I think the benefits of BPO are being realised now in terms of network.
And the concerns that clients might express, do they relate to data security?
No, not often, because actually the data isn't transported. We actually connect to the client's databases and they stay static. So it's more to do with physical security or, confidentiality around staffing, the way that we manage staff. So sometimes it's actually softer things that are just a level of trust is required in order to get over that. So it's sometimes emotional things, to be perfectly honest.
Do you have some of those ideal client relationships where you are given a carte blanche?
Very few. Yeah. As I said, very few, and I'm not suggesting that a client would give us such carte blanche in the early days that we can put it somewhere that is politically a little bit unstable. But I think clients increasingly now are willing to structure the contractual terms such that we can be free to choose unless they have an issue with it. Mm-hmm. So you see what I mean? The emphasis is the other way around. Yes. It's not we have no choice until they agree, it's we have full choice unless they say no. Mm-hmm. And they have to really have a valid reason. Yeah.
On a different tack, Carina, there was some conversation about efficiency, and I think you made the point, which is absolutely true, that everyone's been talking about efficiency for 15 years now, and isn't it time to step up and make some kind of a quantum leap, to invest some of the monies that have been made into innovation? Can you talk a little bit about what kind of innovations you might foresee, specifically perhaps to do with the social networking types of opportunities?
Yes, so we talked about, I think I think firstly, shared services and BPO came out of efficiency, right? So it's very easy to grab the labour arbitrage opportunity. As I said, it's very seductive. It's quite easy to grab. It's 80% less in India. Let's just go and get it. And I think that's a good choice. I think, however, and I'm not saying we should stop that. I think business as usual, as we call it in Capgemini, should carry on. But business as unusual should also happen. And I think business as unusual has not been happening enough. We've been taking too many baby steps. So what I was suggesting today, in an industry where 75% of our staff are under the age of 27, and this age group communicate with each other and share confidential data and do all of that using something like Facebook. Why aren't we being more innovative in our industry and using social networking tools like that, which are perfectly secure, hopefully, but just push ourselves to be a little bit more visionary in the way, and I think I used the words disrupt the idea of what shared services is, and I think I haven't said do either or. Carry on with business as usual, but let's do business as unusual.
You also made the point on the same tack that you're investing in different kind of skill sets in your staff nowadays. That in fact, I believe you said you're investing 20% more in the negotiation type of skill set as opposed to the process management type of skill set. Can you speak to how this is changing, again, your service offering?
Okay, so in some areas, in some process areas, they are being more automated, so particularly purchase to pay, for example, the level of automation is increasing and increasing. Therefore, we are just looking to be slicker, quicker, etc. Other processes are demanding much richer capabilities. So look at order to cash, for example. There you're acting on behalf of the client, actually not only collecting money from some of their sacred customers, but enriching that customer relationship, learning more about that customer as you collect the money, feeding that back. That requires strong negotiation skills. It requires new levels of empathy. It requires relationship management skills over the telephone. So increasingly, BPO, if you like, staff and professionals need to have much more of those skills than they do process faster. So that's why I'm saying not only are we investing more in those competencies, but I think by focusing on competencies, I think we're able to recognize what it is that makes this BPO and shared services a different kind of profession.
Yes.
Because I think to be respected in the boardroom, I think Bill said, when is the next chief service officer coming? Yes. I think to be respected as that, I think we need to develop job families and competencies that are uniquely about delivering services. And I think we're moving towards that. Capgemini is investing. We are one of the biggest order to cash players in finance and accounting, and it's no surprise that we've therefore invested heavily in richer training curriculums, like I mentioned, the negotiation skills, and we have 100% virtually. I think it must be 99% graduate intake. So they're very bright people. They'll get bored very quickly doing something mundane, but they love learning new skills and they love interacting.
And would that apply, Carina, to your global offices, or how do you differentiate, say, the graduate intake?
Absolutely not at all. That is the same across the whole globe. Obviously, each culture starts from a different position, and each culture has, for example, some are more problem-solving than others. They're at a different evolutionary stage. And so we do adapt them for the local markets, but we're very conscious that our skill as a BPO provider, as a global provider, is being able to globalize these services. So have the same experience, be Coca-Cola enterprises in every country in the world when you're talking on the phone. And that can only happen through the same training curriculum, I think.
One of the other panelists made the comment that a lot of the graduates coming out, or rather graduating in the more mature markets, seem not to be very work ready.
Yeah.
How would you compensate for this as a service provider?
We have done some very exciting things, I think, with the pre-graduate market. So let me give you an example. In Poland, we were voted last year one number 2 employer of students in the whole of Poland, right? And that has been built up over a period of years. And where we've got to now is we offer internships for students who come to us when, pre-finishing their degree to learn about skills like problem solving, like negotiation, like customer service. We offer, we are an ACCA accredited trainer, so if someone wants to become a professional finance person, they come to our centre, they actually can continue their studies sponsored by us. So they will, finish their training in our business. So the level of opportunity as a graduate you can have with a company like us is just growing and growing. But I think the trick is to do it before they even come to us, to grab their, get them excited, catch them early. So that's something we've done extremely well in Poland, and we're looking to do that around the world.
And lastly, on the stage today we had 8 BPO providers. It's a very competitive market. There are an awful lot of you out there.
Well, we weren't all BPO providers, remember?
No, sorry, you're right.
Yeah. But yes, it's
a lot of them. And I suppose the point I'm trying to make is for a shared services leader looking for a BPO partner, everyone sounds good. Naturally, everyone's promising a lot of good things. Where are you focusing your differentiation? What are you doing or what are you promoting to really make your organization stand out?
It's a very good question, and I think we do need to kick ourselves a little bit more, because I do agree we look very similar. We offer very similar services, and for someone like me, it's a horrible feeling. I like to stand out a bit more, but I do think that each company has different cultures, different styles. Obviously, we have different leaderships, and I think we need to almost go back to basics and understand what makes each of us different companies and how can we bring that forward in our propositions. And if I'm honest, we are investing in that now. We haven't got the answer yet, but we definitely need to get to that place. I think we all have strong financial muscle. We need to use that in a creative way. I mean, we're one of the top technology systems builders in the world, and yet we don't have the opportunity to use that enough in BPO. I think we need to join that together.
In other words, invest in
I think
BPO.
we need to invest. We need to leverage our skills. Business consulting, we have a really strong business consulting area. We know industries really well. Let's start using some of that in BPO more than we do. Now, the problem is the commercial relationship doesn't allow that because the focus is on cost reduction. So somehow we've got to take a leap of faith, I think, and maybe say, okay, if we are really going to be a big player, let's invest now and assume we will be. And to be honest, that's more a personal view. I think I've got to evangelize that a little bit more to put the money where the mouth is.
Good luck. It's an excellent plan. Carina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.